Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be telling you that how to upload to Google Drive using Node.js and Express application. So this is a demo of the application. So this is the interface. If I click this button of login, then I will be redirected to the list of account screen. So here I can select my Google account. Let me select this account and then it will redirect me to the profile page. This is a profile page. Here you can see my name and profile picture, and on the second side we can see a form here which allows you to upload a file to Google Drive. So if I just select this choose file button, then I can select any kind of image. Let's suppose I select this image and click on the upload file button. Now after some processing, it will show me the success message that your image file is uploaded. Now this is my Google Drive. If I reload this, you will see that this image file will be uploaded. So now you can see that this is the same file that we uploaded here. You can see that. So this is a simple application we will be building in this tutorial using Node.js and Express. And for the authentication part, we are using a library which is the Google client library for Node.js, so which is called as Google API. So if you go to Google, npmjs.com and just type here Google APIs, so basically this is a library. This is an official client library for Node.js. You can see that the weekly downloads. So we are using this library to make this application. So let's get started. All the source code of the video is given in the video description. So go to the video description and then you will be redirected to my blog here. So here I have shown you step-by-step instruction, and all the source code is embedded inside the blog. And at the bottom of the blog you will find a GitHub repository. If you download source code, you will be redirected to the GitHub repository. Then click on the code button, download the zip file to follow along with the tutorial. So now let's get started by building this application from scratch. So let me just stop this server and also close this file. So go to your desktop and create a new directory. So here you just need to create a directory, new directory. Let me just call this directory as Node.js Google Drive, like this. So after calling this, enter into this folder and open command line here, and you need to install dependency. So first of all, npm init -y, so this will create the empty package.json file with the default options. Now we need to install dependency. So first of all, we will install Express. This will be the server, and second dependency will be Malter. Malter will upload the files to our Node.js server, and third dependency will be Google APIs, which will be the actual authentication library. We will also be using NodeMon, which will automatically restart the server when we make any kind of changes. That's it. So enter it and install these dependencies. So this will take hardly some time. So, so just wait for some time. So if you go to the blog, I have provided step-by-step instruction. So all this code you will be getting inside the blog. You will see these are the requirements: Express, Google APIs, Malter, and we forgot to install EJS. EJS is a template engine for rendering HTML documents. So we will also be using EJS. So it is just installing, so just wait. So it totally depends upon your computer speed. So just wait, it is installing. And in the meantime, we can get the client ID, client secret, and redirect URI. So if you make any sort of request to the Google API, you need to get this information. So type on Google Developer Console, and this is the first website which will come in. Go to this website and create your project, and just go to it. And first of all, you need to enable the Google Drive API inside this console here. So you need to uh, click this button which is enable APIs and services. So click this button and now you need to search for your Google Drive API and enable it. So this is a search box and here you need to type Google Drive API. Google, let me just type it, Google Drive API. So select this API. I have already enabled it. So you need to click this enable button which will come up if you haven't enabled it. So click on the enable button. Now once again you need to go to console.developers.google.com and this time you need to get the credentials. Let me just see, you can see that it has installed it, and also we need to install EJS. So type this command npm i EJS. So this will install the template engine. And now go to credentials. So go to credentials here and click on this option which is create credentials and select this OAuth client ID. So here you need to select web application because it is a web application, and here you need to provide a JavaScript origin. So this is simply will be HTTP localhost followed by your port number. So I will be starting my application on port 5000, so you can copy mine also. And this is the redirect URI. So this will be the redirect URI on which the Google will redirect you after successful authentication. So this is my redirect URI, HTTP localhost 5000/Google/callback, and then you need to click create. So basically it will create your information. So let me just open this inside Visual Studio. So now you can see that this is your client ID, client secret. Instead of copying it now, you can just download this file here. You can see that this is a file. Click this download button and now it will be downloading this file as a JSON file on your machine. So what we need to do here is that we need to just cut this file and go to our directory where we are developing the project and paste this file and rename this file to this credentials.json. That's it. So now if I open this file, you will see inside this credentials.json file, this is the object which is storing our client ID. This is, you will see your client secret as well. This is a client secret and this is a redirect URI. So all this information is there inside this file. And now what we need to do, we need to make some changes inside our package.json. So first of all, change this from index.js to app.js, and also you need to make a start script. Just initialize it to nodemon app.js. That's it. Now we need to create this app.js file. So inside this file we will start our Express server. So first of all, import Express inside your application. So start the Express server on port 5000 app.listen, and the second is a callback function which will execute. So you can console log a simple message that app started on port 5000. That's it. And now we also need to have a simple route app.get. So when we open the home page, request response and response.render. Basically it will render a file which will be index.ejs. For setting the template engine, it is very easy. App.set, you need to pass view engine here and type here EJS. So EJS we have successfully installed. Now we need to create a views folder. So inside this views folder you need to create our index.ejs file. So now I will copy paste some code here inside my blog, which is the home page. So this will be a very simple file. This is index.ejs. Let me just copy it. So this is just a HTML code. You can just copy it. This is some bootstrap which is used. Let me just delete some code here, which will be later be added inside the tutorial. So for now we will have a simple I think this is not the home page. This is the success.ejs. This is the home page. Sorry guys. Copy this and paste it. So here inside this we will just have a simple uh, heading here of node Google Drive upload, and we have a paragraph login or register it. So now we just need to load this file. So if I refresh the application by starting npm start, so you will see that it will start this application on port 5000. So if I open this port localhost 5000, so you will see this interface coming, node Google Drive upload. So now if I click this button, I need to redirect the user to a list of account where the user can select the account. So for that we need to first of all implement the authentication. So we have stored this file which is credentials.json. We need to import this file now. So we can just create a new variable which is OAuth to data, and we need to require this file which is credentials.json. So after requiring this, we also need to import the Google APIs module. So from that module we need to extract Google. So we need to require it like this. So now we just need to make a new client object where we will pass three things: client ID, client secret, and redirect URI. So first of all we need to store these three things inside three variables. First is will be client ID. So we can extract the client ID by OAuth2 data dot web dot client ID. You can see that this is a client ID. Similarly, we can make the variable for client secret. So this will be simply OAuth to data client secret. And lastly, we can make a variable for redirect URI. So redirect URI is, you can see that redirect URIs, that's it. So you can just look at this information inside this credentials.json. So I am just fetching this information from this file. So you can see that this is a redirect URI. We are fetching this information from this file credentials.json. So after doing this, we also need to add, this is an array, so we need to fetch the fetched value. So just add this square brackets and put 0 here. So this will be storing these three variables: client ID, client secret, and redirect URI. Now we just need to make a client object, OAuth, let's suppose to client, and in order to make a new client we will use google.auth, google.auth dot auth 2, and inside this we need to pass these three things. So first we will pass this client ID, next we will pass the client secret, and then we will pass the redirect URI. So that's it. After making this client object, we again need to make a new variable which will be auth, and the value will be false. So currently we will be assuming that the user is not authenticated. So now when we open the home page, we need to make use of this if variable. So just have this if variable and we will put a not sign to it. So if the user is not authenticated, then this block of code will execute, and in the else block we will execute the code whenever the user is authenticated. And after this we also need to make one other variable which is for the scopes. So scopes is nothing but what kind of information that you need to access from the Google APIs. So we will be provide a scope which is googleapis.com/auth slash drive dot file. So basically this is a scope from which you can just upload files to the Google Drive. And we also need one other scope which will be requiring some information about the user. So this is a second scope, which is googleapis.com slash auth slash user info dot profile. So you can provide multiple scopes with a space here. You can see that we have written multiple scopes. So after providing the scopes here, we also need to pass uh, now we just need to make inside this if condition, we need to make a URL for redirecting the user. So we will be making a new variable here, URL. So inside this we will make use of the client that we have made here, OAuth2 client, and then inside this we have a variable which method which is generate auth URL. So this is a method it has. So inside this method we need to provide two parameters, which is access type to offline and scope, and to the scopes that we have defined here. You can see that like this. And now our URL is ready. Now we just need to pass this URL to our, first of all we can console log the URL, and then we need to pass this to our template. So response.render, we can pass this like this, URL. So now we need to render out this URL variable inside index.ejs. So right inside this anchor element in the href attribute, we can like this, we can use this. This is a syntax in order to dynamically put variables. So now we are referring to this URL. So at this moment of time, if I think there is an error here because cannot find module Google APIs, because there is not a dash here, so you need to write like this. This was a problem. So it is restarting the application. So if I again refresh it, if I click this link, now what you will see here is that, so it is telling that missing required parameter redirect URI. Let me just see here. I think guys, redirect URIs. Let me just see guys. Just wait guys, I'm just looking onto it. So let me just refresh it. If I click this button once again here, it is telling me that missing required parameter client ID. Guys, I figured out the error. The error was simply because I have put here set of curly brackets here. So inside this you need to remove it here. Just remove these brackets, curly brackets, that's it. So this was the error that was coming, and then restart your application, and what you will see here is that if I click this button, I will be redirected to a screen where I can select my accounts here. So these are a list of accounts. So if I select any of these accounts, so it will be giving me an error that first of all it will allow the permission, so I need to allow the permissions. So it will, you have to allow the permissions, and then you will see cannot get slash google slash callback. So this will be the callback URL that I have provided inside Google Developer Console. So now I need to handle this route inside app.js. So right here we will make a get request app.get to this route, which is slash google slash callback, and this will take request response. And now inside this, now we need to exchange the authorization code, which will be coming back from the Google Developer Console with the access token. So for doing this, we need simply to store this authorization code inside a code variable. So we can get the authorization code from request.query.code like this. Store this, and now we will check if any sort of code is there. In that case, we will get an access token for that. So in order to exchange it, we will use a very simple function which is there inside OAuth2 client, which is get token. This is a function, get token. So you will see that it will take the authorization code and it will get the access token. So here you need to pass this code variable, and then there will be a callback function which will hold the error if any kind of error take place, and it will also hold the access token if no error take place. Now we just need to check for error. If any kind of error take place, then we can console log that error in authenticating, and we can also console log the error. And in the else block, we can successfully tell that the user has been successfully authenticated in console log statement, successfully authenticated, and then we can redirect the user back to the home page. We can also console log the token also, and then we can set the credentials also by using this set credentials method, and we can pass the token like this. So this line is very important. You need to set the credentials before proceeding on, and we can also make this auth variable to true, and then we can redirect the user back to response.redirect back to the home page. So this time this if condition will evaluate to false because this will become true. So in that case, this if block will not execute, else block will execute. So here inside this we can just make another file, response.render. Let's suppose success. So here we can just make a new view which is success.ejs. So inside this we can have a message, you are authenticated. So let me just restart the application and see if it is working or not. So if I click the Google button, you will see if I click this button, it will first of all allow the permissions. And now you can see that it is telling me that you are authenticated. If I check the console, you will see this is the access token which we have stored and also successfully authenticated. So now we have successfully passed the first condition. We are successfully authenticated. Now we need to get the value of the name of the person and the profile picture. So this is pretty easy. We need to use a simple method which is there inside the library. So before rendering out this stuff, we can just make a variable which is OAuth2, and inside this variable we can use google.oauth. This is a function which is there, and inside this takes the object. First is the authentication. So this is our client which is there, OAuth2 client. Pass it, and it also takes a version, so we will use the version 2 like this. So after doing this, we need to get the user info. So user info. So for getting the user info, we will make a request to this variable OAuth2, and this contains a method which is userinfo.get. So inside this get method, there is a callback which will have the response and the error variable. First of all, we need to check for the error. If any sort of error take place, throw that error, and else we can console log the response and the data which is contained inside a data property. So response.data. So let me just see if it is uh, working or not. So if I again press the Google button, and now if I select this, so now you will see that it is giving me this object name, family name, given name, and the picture. So I just need to store these two details. So I can just make a variable right here at the top, which is, let's suppose, two variables, name and pic, and I can store this values here, which is name is equal to response dot data dot name and pic is equal to response dot data dot pic. And now we just need to, sorry, this needs to be picture, and now we just need to store just send this to our template file success. You can name to name and pic to picture. That's it. So now we are sending these values to our template file, which is success.ejs. Now we just need to print these values. So here I will copy paste some code here. Let me just move to my blog here. So you will see, let me copy this whole code here and paste it here. So basically you will see that, let me just delete this success message. We don't need to display success message till now. So you will see that this is our name and this is a pic variable that we are rendering out. So here we will be rendering out the name of the person, and this is the image. Width and height is 200 200. So this is just HTML code. You can just go to the blog and copy this, and rest of it is just bootstrap styling the content. And this is a simple form. So let me just delete the action for now. So this is a post method, and here we will be having our file to upload. So if I refresh the application now, if I click this Google button, if I select this account, and now you will see that it will redirect the user. So it is telling me that picture is not defined. Let me just see, guys. Just wait, go to your index.ejs, sorry, app.js file. So it is, oh sorry, this needs to be pic. So that is my problem. So once again, if I click the Google button, if I select this account, so now you will see that this is a profile page, and why the profile picture is not there, let me just see. Mm. Now guys, if I once again run this, there was just a problem with my internet connection, so that was why the application was not working. So if I open once again, let me just restart the application, npm start. So the application is started. So if I click the Google button and select the account, so you will see that name is there and the picture is also there. So now inside this upload form, I can select any sort of image file that I need to select. So for that, it will be pretty simple. First of all, we need to provide the action attribute to the form. So this is a form here. So we need to go to /upload. So this is a post request. We need to go to app.js, and here we just need to configure this post request. right here, app.post slash upload. This will be request response. And first of all, we need to make a images folder right here inside our directory. So inside this images folder, we will be storing all our uploaded files which are uploaded to the server. So here we will make use of Molter library that we have installed. So it is a library to upload images. So require this. So it has a standard code. Every time you upload an image, the code remains constant. So I will not waste time writing the same code. So I will just copy it. So this is a code. Let me just copy it, and here you just need to paste it after you initialize your right here. Paste it. So here you just need to provide your folder name /images, and then you need to provide the name attribute, whatever name attribute that you have provided inside your form here. I have provided a name attribute of file, so that is why I'm providing file here. So that's it. Now we just need to call this middleware function inside our post request. So this is, we will call this here upload function. So this will also have its own request and response like this, and third parameter will also be there if any kind of error take place. So let me just once again call this upload. So this will take request response and a third variable function error. So this will be a callback function. Just delete this additional parameters. Oh sorry, this arrow need not have to be there, so that was the problem. So inside this, first of all, we will check for the error. If any sort of error take place, we can throw that error. If no error take place, we can just console log the path of the file which is uploaded, so which is there inside request.file.path. And let me just see here if it is working or not. If I refresh here, if I choose any sort of file, and if I click the upload file button, so you will see that this is a path which is stored here inside the console. And if I check the images folder, you will see that image is installed or uploaded here. So if I open this, you will see this is the image, and now we just need to upload this file to the Google Drive. So it is pretty easy. In the next step, we will call the Drive API. So just make a new variable drive, and inside this we will call Google.drive, and inside this we need to provide two properties. First is a version, so we will use the version 3, and second is the auth property. So we have this OAuth2 client which is there. So after configuring it, there is a function here which we need to call after this. So first of all, we can just make two variables here. First is file metadata. So this is a object here. Inside this object, we will store the name of the file, which is request.file.name, file name. And the second object will be media. So inside this object, we will have two properties. So the first property will be the extension, which is stored inside memtype. So memtype will be equal to request.file.memtype, and the second will be the body. So for the body, we need to take make sure that we have file system module installed. So file system, you need not have to install it. It is a built-in Node.js module. So just require it. And then there is a function inside this file system, which is create read stream. And we need to call this, and we need to pass the path of the file, which is request.file.path. So that's it. After configuring this, we just need to upload the file. So for uploading it, there is a method which is drive.files.create. So inside this, we just need to pass some object. First is the resource properties there. So resource property will be equal to file metadata that we have there, and it also takes the second property, media. So media will be equal to the media object that we have configured, and the third object it takes is the fields, and the third variable it takes is the fields variable. So fields, we need to initialize it to id. That's it. And also it takes a callback function, which is error comma file. So basically this is the callback function which will execute if any sort of error take place. We can throw out that error like this. If no error take place, then we know that the file is uploaded. So in that case, we can delete the file which is there inside the images folder. So for deleting it, we have a function inside the file system module, which is unlink. We will use this function, and inside this we need to use a function which is synchronously. So unlink sync. So basically here we need to use this function. We need to pass the file path, request.file.path. That's it. And then we just need to render out a success message to the template. So we need to pass the three variables, name to name, pick to pick, and the success to true. So we are passing a boolean variable just to check the condition. If it is true, then we will be showing the success message. And also here we need to make a change here. Let me just show you. Here also you need to pass the success, this time to false, because we need not have to show a success message there. So that's it, guys. Now we just need to show this success message right before the form here, right here. So I will just copy paste the code here. So with my blog here, you will see that if I go to this file, this is a code here. This is just a bootstrap alert. Paste it. So it is just checking the success variable. If it is true, in that case it is showing this alert message. That's it. And now the application is complete, guys. So if I relaunch the application, if I click the Google button, if I select this, now if I choose any sort of file, let's suppose if I choose this file, upload file, now hopefully I will see a message, success message, your image file is uploaded. Now if I need to check, if I want to check here, if I go to this drive here, so now you will see that, guys, you uploaded today. So this is a file that we uploaded here. You can see the same image here. So it is not limited to images. You can upload any sort of video file, text file, PDF file, all that stuff. It is possible. Now we just need to make a simple change here. If I select this logout button, I need to log out. So basically it cannot found this get route for /logout. So if you see here, I have binded this route here, which is /logout to this logout button. You can see that. Now we just need to make this route a simple route. So right here at the bottom, app.get/logout, and in order to log out, it will be pretty simple. Here we just need to make use of the boolean variable that we have declared, auth, make it to false, and then redirect the user back to the home page. That's it. Now if I log in, select the account here and click the logout button. Now you will see that we are successfully logged out from the application. So that this was a tutorial, guys, on how to upload files to Google Drive using Node.js Express and the Google client library for Node.js. So please like the video, please share the video with your friends, and also subscribe the channel and tap the notification bell icon. And I will be seeing you in the next tutorial. Until then, thank you very much.